All right, welcome to this video on overcoming challenges in raising your vibration. This is called overcoming the counterbalance, and I'm going to explain this here in a second. But let's understand something, that life is based off frequency, and this comes to us from the spoken word of God. Every word that's spoken, every life form exists on a frequency, and this is based off its inner vibration. So when we grasp the nature of vibration, we really grasp the essence of life and why it occurs the way it does. Why happenings, situations, why some people soar to the top while others dwindle and maybe go down into sickness and even death. So one of them, one direction is the life force, one direction leads a person into destruction. And when we tap into higher frequencies, our life just gets better and better. Okay, so what about this video? We're going to talk about the reason why some people just stay at the same frequency forever. They stay at the same vibration even though they want to tap into higher levels of being. They just simply stay at these lower levels because of what's called a counterbalance. And a counterbalance can be seen much like homeostasis. So let's visualize this for a second. Let's pretend that you are vibrating at, let's say, a mediocre frequency. You are somewhere in the middle. And your life is pretty good, but you desire to have more, you desire to be more, to do more, and there are certain things that you dislike about your life that don't seem to be going away. There's always some kind of sickness, there's always a frustration, there is maybe an anger deep down in there that you just can't get over. And this is called the counterbalancing low frequency. And even certain people in your life just tend to bring you down whenever you're around them. Maybe you start to raise your frequency up into higher levels, up into gratitude and love, and then somebody just comes out of nowhere and just pulls you down. Well, these are called the counterbalancing low frequencies. And some people even may come up on demonic activity who also are there to pull a person down. And these also exist on these low frequencies. So what happens is you start to raise your vibration, and then there's this rubber band effect that brings you back down. This could also be a sickness. Maybe you're in vibrational harmony somewhere in your vibration with a certain type of sickness, and you start gaining ground, you start maybe attracting more abundance, you start getting opportunities, and then this sickness starts to rear its ugly head again. And again, it pulls you back down into your home frequency, which is this mediocrity. Maybe you start getting ahead. You get, let's say, a good sale. You're out there and you're gaining ground in your business. And then maybe you have several clients just leave for whatever reason. Or this happening just happens, and now you have to fix all these things in your business. Well, again, this is the counterbalance. The counterbalance will keep you at a certain frequency indefinitely. And unless you overcome the counterbalance, you'll just stay here forever. And many people are very frustrated with life because of this counterbalance. So in order to overcome the counterbalance, we must understand something about the lower level frequency. As soon as the challenge comes in, which is that counterbalance, that happening, that situation, all the situations in life that hold you there come from the counterbalance. When these start occurring because you're raising your vibration, you must do one thing, and that is not react to it. As soon as you react emotionally, you'll get pulled down. As soon as you start giving it lots of attention and reacting emotionally and start having limited beliefs that are also on this frequency, it will pull you back down to that lower vibration. So what we must do is really focus our attention and live from the higher vibration. Unless a person lives on this higher vibration and commands themselves to live on this higher vibration and makes it a definite decision to do it, unless you do this, you will keep getting pulled down into the lower frequency. Now, another thing you can do is tap into God. God is on an infinite frequency, but He will meet you anywhere. So this visualization of the sun is a representation of the God frequency. And when you tap into this, this can also pull you up. And so the God frequency is there to kind of minister to you and pull you up. And the more, the higher you raise your vibration, the more in communion with the God frequency people tend to be. Not always, but people tend to be more accessible to the God frequency when they're in the higher vibrations. Lower vibrations can still access it, but it just tends to be less. It tends to be less often that they access it. And maybe once every blue moon, they'll tap into it. So when we tap into God, this is a great way to limit ourselves being counterbalanced by the lower frequency. So, y'all, this is really the answer to what are called success barriers. It's a well-known fact that in Hollywood and people who really make it big in life, where they get these deals, let's say it's a record deal or a book deal, what happens usually is they'll sign a big contract, and when they do that, they will pull up their frequency, right? But their counterbalancing vibration that's somewhere in their vibration will attract usually a demonic entity who's existing in communion with this level of vibration, and it will come in and tempt a person back down to the lower frequency, usually with something like an addiction or a sexual temptation to go hook up with this lower level frequency, and then therefore it'll pull this person down. So the devil has placed certain demonic entities on these lower frequencies, and as soon as you start raising yourself up, these people, or these, I should call them entities, will start manifesting. And when they manifest, if you take the bait, you will drift back down into the lower frequency. Now, here's where it comes, here's where it's important to really act right. When these temptations come, number one, don't react to it. Number two, don't take the bait. And number three, shift your attention back onto the higher level frequencies. Gratitude, love, peace, prosperity. Putting your attention back on good quality substance level books, videos, music. All of this is super important when it comes to permanently raising your vibration up to a higher state. We are only as high as our upper level and our lower level home frequencies. And you will be somewhere in the middle. You'll be existing in this middle state where you have an upper level and a lower level. And until you let go of and change your lower level, you cannot really gain that much higher. You may be able to stretch it a little bit, but ultimately your home frequency will still be about the same. So letting go is another one. When you start just letting go, you're not going to react to these lower level manifestations that will start popping up as soon as you start raising your vibration. Okay, y'all? So I hope this was helpful. I'm going to leave it there for today on this. If you like this type of material, feel free to comment as always. And I appreciate you. I appreciate your support, your attention, all good stuff. See you next time.